Hi, welcome to our week 7 tutorial for our quiz this week. Coming to you live from my house since we are now online only at the campus. Hope you guys are all staying healthy and safe. For our quiz this past week, the first thing I asked you guys to do is to write in scientific notation negative 45 million. So just a refresher, scientific notation should be in the format of A times 10 to the B. So A should be some number whose magnitude is between 1 and 10. So for us, we want to move that decimal place all the way over here so that it's 4.5. It will be negative since our number is negative. So negative 4.5 times 10 to the, and then B should be an integer, it should be the exponent, and it should correspond to how many times I moved my decimal place over. So I just count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces over to get to that new decimal place. So our scientific notation is negative 4.5 times 10 to the 7th. It is a positive 7 since it's a really big number. Okay. Our next question goes the other direction. So we started out in scientific notation 1.23 times 10 to the negative third, and I asked you to write it in standard notation. So I'm going to start out with our number that we are given. So the A value is 1.23. Then I'm going to move my decimal place over to the left 3 times since it's 10 to the negative third. So I'm moving my decimal place over 1, 2, 3 spaces. And you'll notice I have 2 empty spots. That's for zeros. So my new number is going to be 0.00123. Next up, switching gears a little bit on you, is some subtraction of a polynomial. So we are subtracting 5x squared plus 3x plus 9 minus 4x squared minus 7. My advice for you would be to distribute your subtraction first. So then you really know if you're adding like terms or subtracting like terms. Okay? So distributing that subtraction, the first polynomial stays the same. It's 5x squared plus 3x plus 9. And I'll distribute the subtraction to the second polynomial. So we'll do a minus 4x squared and minus negative 7, which is the same as plus 7. Then I can look for like terms to add together. So my like terms, I've got x squared, so I've got 5x squared minus 4x squared, which would be 1x squared. I don't have any other x's, so I'll still have a plus 3x. Then I also have like terms over here. I've got just the plain old numbers 9 and 7. Those are called constants. And the constant 9 plus 7 would be 16. Okay. That's my answer. I don't have any other like terms because x squared and x's, even though they're the same variable, they don't have the same exponent. Last one I asked you to do is a multiplication problem. 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 times 5x plus 4. You do need to distribute when you're multiplying polynomials like this. What that looks like is my first term multiplied by both of the other two terms. So 3x squared is going to be multiplied by 5x, and I'm going to multiply it by 4. So 3x squared times 5x would be 15x to the third. 3x squared times 4 would be a positive 12x squared. Then I move on to my next term. My next term is a minus 2x. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply it by 5x and by 4. So negative 2x times 5x would be negative 10x squared. Negative 2x times 4 would be negative 8x. And last but not least is multiplying my last term, which is a 1, by both of the other terms in the second polynomial. So I'm going to do 1 times 5x, which is 5x. 1 times 4, which is a positive 4. Okay. Now that I've multiplied everything out, I can look for like terms just to simplify a little bit further. Let's see. I start out with 15x to the third. There's no other x to the thirds, so that's all it is. Then I have 12x squared. There's also a 10x squared. So those are like terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent. 12x squared minus 10x squared would be a positive 2x squared. Next up, I've got x's, so I've got negative 8x and a positive 5x. And negative 8x plus 5x is negative 3x. And last but not least, I have a regular 4. It's a constant, and it's the only constant, so it doesn't have any like terms, but it's still included in our polynomial. And that's our final answer. Is 15x to the third plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. Hope this helps you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week.